Hey, Buff Nation, voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Coming up this week in the Buffalo Stampede, we're talking NCAA Tournament, of course, as the Buffs will take on Georgetown in the opening round of the Big Dance in Indianapolis. We're going to talk with a couple of seniors, Dallas Walton and MADDOX. Also, we're talking soccer with Danny Sanchez. Big victory for CU Soccer over number 14 USC this week. And we've got not one, but two national champions in skiing. That's all coming up this week on the Buffalo Stampede.
Touchdown! Touchdown, Colorado! And the Buffaloes find the end zone! How about that?
Beautiful shot for the Colorado can celebrate.
Here comes Ralphie and your Colorado Buffaloes.
Time she'll take it. Maya's good from out top.
Let me hear you, Buff fans!
She's gonna fire the shot. Goal, Buffaloes.
Holy cow! What a play by Colorado! For three, they made him pay!
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Selection Show. The fifth seed, the Buffaloes of Colorado at 22-8 out of the Pac-12, reach the Pac-12 tournament finals. They will meet 12th seed Georgetown.
Well, that was the moment that the University of Colorado popped up on the screen and the selection show for the NCAA Tournament on CBS. And the fifth-seeded Buffaloes, we'll ultimately find out, play the 12th-seeded Hoyas of Georgetown. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Buffalo Stampede. I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Joining us in Indianapolis right now is the 7-footer for the Buffaloes, Dallas Walton, as the Buffs are getting ready for that big first-round NCAA Tournament game. Big D, congratulations, first off. That had to be awful cool. I mean, it wasn't a surprise. We knew the Buffs were in, but there's always a great moment when that logo pops up on the screen. You guys find out who you're playing. It had to be a great moment, you being with the guys when that came up on the television screen.
Oh, yeah, no, it was an exciting moment for sure. I mean, something I've been dreaming about since, I was a kid. All the guys on the team, you see the March Madness brackets and you see the NCAA tournament, and you want to be in that spot, and seeing all the teams get called up and seeing everybody's reactions and then seeing our name get called up, it was a surreal feeling.
I'd have to imagine a little bit sweeter. I mean, you guys would have been in the tournament last year. Of course, it got called off. And so you guys had that, kind of delayed gratification to finally make the tournament, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's even though we made the tournament last year, we were going into this situation kind of the same as we did last year in terms of nobody on our team had been to the NCAA tournament still. And so it was kind of an exciting moment to kind of go through that with all the new guys on the team, especially all the freshmen this year, and get to experience that and having our name called. And it was we were on the fourth region too, so all the freshmen were like, oh my gosh, are we gonna get called? And I'm like, just be patient, we got more regions to come.
Hey, Dallas, take us back to Vegas last week. You guys went there to win a championship. It didn't quite work out. You got all the way to the championship game before you kind of lost that contest and the game in second, if you will, in the Pac-12 conference tournament. Got to put a postscript wrap up on that tournament. How do you feel about the way the Buffaloes played?
No, I think we played great basketball. I mean, we went through each round game plan. We followed the game plan to a T, and unfortunately we came up short in the championship game. But I'm really proud of the way we displayed ourselves and the way we represented the University of Colorado in the tournament this year.
Well, of course, maybe the highlight of that event at T-Mobile Arena was the last-second victory on a putback by Deshaun Schwartz to knock off USC.
McKinley goes to work. Down to 7, down to 6, down to 5. McKinley against Edey. Crosses over, down to 2, down to 1. Straightaway jumper from 18. Shot won't go. Oh, the follow jam with the left hand by Schwartz with 3.3 seconds remaining. And a timeout by USC. A jumper by Ken off the rim. And the senior from Colorado Springs with the memory of a lifetime as he flashes it back with the left hand to give Colorado a 2-point lead, 72-70.
Yeah, that was the dunk right there, the putback by Deshaun Schwartz that won the game against USC, sending the Buffaloes to the Pac-12 title game. Dallas, that was a big play. I mean, and what was so great about the ending of that ball game is so many seniors were making big plays, but you had to feel good for your buddy Deshaun Schwartz coming up with a play like that in that moment.
Oh yeah, I mean, Deshaun, he's a big time player, makes big time plays, and I believe in every single one of our seniors and every single one of our guys that they can all make a play like that. And just to see Deshaun and everything that he's been through to make a play like that, it was super special, and getting to celebrate on the court with our team meant the world to me, and even just to see that play and get us to the finals. I mean, it was almost like out of a movie. You couldn't have scripted something better than that. And so just reminiscing on that will be with us for the rest of our lives. And it was a really cool experience.
So lastly here, what do you think it's going to be like? I know you got to focus on Georgetown when you step on the court on Saturday. What's that going to be like, though, when you step on the NCAA tournament court for the first time?
A lot of dreams come into reality when I'm able to have that opportunity on Saturday. And like I said before, I mean, just thinking about myself as a kid and watching it on TV, and that one shining moment video that comes on at the end of the tournament, and being able to be a part of that and experience that and playing in the great state of Indiana, where, I mean, basketball is big here, and I can't even describe in words like what that feeling will be like, and I'm excited for it too. So it should be interesting.
Well, Dallas, we're excited for you. Congratulations. It's all about survive and advance, and the Buffaloes will try and do that on Saturday when they take on Georgetown at Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Coming up next in the Stampede, we're going to talk to another senior. Up next, MADDOX Daniels talking NCAA Tournament here in the Buffalo Stampede.
Having to sing the fight song, baby.
Back in the Buffalo Stampede, voice of the Bucks, Mark Johnson. Of course, we're all getting ready for the NCAA Tournament. The Colorado Buffaloes all week, in fact, have been in Indianapolis getting ready for their opening round game. As a 5 seed, they'll take on 12 seed in Georgetown at 10:15 a.m. Mountain Time on Saturday. Joining us right now, one of the seniors for the Buffaloes, MADDOX Daniels. Buffs coming off a second-place finish, if you will, losing the title game of the Pac-12 Conference Tournament last weekend in Las Vegas. And MADDOX, first off, right off the top, being in the big dance, I know growing up, being a college basketball player, this is what you dream of, this is what you think about. How does it feel to be there in Indy, knowing that on Saturday you're going to be part of the NCAA Tournament?
Yeah, it's kind of surreal. It feels awesome. Watched so many March Madness games growing up, and to be here in my senior year of college, not even starting college in Division I, but starting in JUCO, and then eventually getting here. It's amazing. It's amazing. So definitely not taking it for granted, soaking it all in, and definitely going to enjoy it.
You know, it wasn't one of those situations where when you guys were watching the selection show, it was a surprise when you popped up. But still, it's kind of exciting, isn't it? When the University of Colorado came up on the screen as a 5 seed for you guys, that had to be a great moment for you guys as a team. Yeah,
it definitely was. It definitely was. Going into the season, one of our goals was definitely to be here, to be in the tournament. And now that we're here, we have more goals. But yeah, it definitely felt good, just to be with all the guys. And, it feels good to achieve something whenever you're in a group. Yeah, it just feels great.
Well, I know it's kind of a unique situation there. Number one, it's great to have the tournament because last year, of course, we were cheated of that with the COVID issues. But now that you're there, kind of tell us, it's a pretty structured, I would think, schedule you guys have been on each and every day since you got to Indy, right?
Yes. I mean, when we were in Vegas, they told us that, there were going to be some different protocols and rules when we got here. But things have been pretty seamless, as far as, how everything's structured. BC and everybody's just done a great job of letting us know how everything kind of operates. And, we got here a couple of days ago, kind of late, adjusting to the time change, from all the way from Vegas time to East Coast time. So it's like 3 hours difference. But yeah, it's been different, but it's also good. We're doing good.
As I said, the Buffaloes lost the Pac-12 title game to Oregon State. And our cameras, in fact, were in the locker room for head coach Tad Boyle's comments to the teams after the loss.
Yeah, my thought is I'm extremely disappointed and heartbroken for our players. We came here to win a championship, and we came up short. Of credit to Oregon State. They deserve to win this game. They played better than we did tonight. And we just weren't good enough. You know, we didn't make enough shots on offense, and then we didn't rebound the ball the way we're capable, and we needed to rebound the ball, especially defensively. I just thought they were the tougher team tonight, and they were a little bit more aggressive than we were, especially when the ball went up on the backboard. And we're normally, you know, we're the best free throw shooting team in the country, and tonight we came up short in that department. You know, we couldn't buy a basket in the first half. We didn't have any threes. They had 6. We're only down 5. I felt good about where we were, but you know, we couldn't sustain anything defensively tonight, and that was disappointing because we've been pretty good on that end here recently, but it wasn't good enough tonight. And again, you have to credit Oregon State. They played well, played better than us tonight, and they deserve to win.
Well, that was head coach Tad Boyle after the Buffs lost to the Beavers in the Pac-12 title game. As we continue here at the Buffalo Stampede with MADDOX Daniels. MADDOX, take us back to Vegas. You guys had a goal to go there and win a championship. That didn't work out that way. Now you're out of the NCAA tournament, but you heard Coach's comments here live in the locker room. Give us a thought about leaving that tournament now and changing your focus now to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, you know, definitely have to shift the focus and learn from what happened in Vegas. You know, we actually just talked about it as a team, and you know, certain people voiced their opinion and perspective on, you know, what happened and, you know, what we need to do to move forward as far as trusting each other. And, yeah, just being a team that we've been all year. You know, we're best when we enjoy, you know, what we're doing on the floor and trusting each other and stuff like that. So, you know, we just got to refocus and, you know, use it all as fuel. And I think that when everybody's locked in with a singular focus, hyper focus, you know, we're a pretty tough team. So yeah.
So the Georgetown Hoyas pop up on the screen for the Buffaloes to play in the opening round of the tournament. 5 Colorado, number 12 Georgetown. Give us a thought or two about playing Georgetown this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a great opportunity. You know, they did well in their conference tournament, but you know, we're excited. We're excited to play somebody that's not a Pac-12 team. You know, get a different type of opponent. And yeah, you know, all we can ask for is an opportunity, and this is a great way to start off the tournament. And we're just focused on that right now. It's one at a time for us, so we're definitely locked in.
MADDOX, has Tad talked to you guys about what changes when the NCAA tournament comes around? Does anything change, or is it just, hey, it's a basketball game, go out and do what you guys have been doing all season long?
Yeah, I think that's what his message has been the last couple of days since we got here. You know, that it's just basketball and playing basketball and doing what we do as far as individually. You know, doing what we do, trusting each other, doing our job, and how, you know, that kind of brings all the puzzle pieces together. That's how the picture's painted when we're kind of worried about that individually and how that fits together collectively. And just playing basketball, you know, it's going to feel different, but we got to always come back to the fact that, you know, we're doing what we love. We worked really hard to get here as individuals, as a team. And, yeah, I think that's going to serve us well, that perspective going into this.
Well, MADDOX, congratulations on the NCAA tournament, and good luck this weekend as the Buffaloes will take on the Georgetown Hoyas. Again, it's a 10:15 game Mountain Time AM on Saturday morning as they'll play at Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Coming up next to Buffalo Stampede, we're shifting gears from basketball. We're talking soccer. Head coach Danny Sanchez and the CU women coming off a big victory over USC last weekend. We'll talk to the head man next.
The outside, this is James spinning, shooting, scoring. Golden goal, Shira James, the freshman for Colorado. Athletic spinning goal, and the Buffs overcome a 2-0 deficit in the second overtime. 9th minute. It's a winner for the Buffs, Shira James.
Well, there was the game-winning goal as the University of Colorado soccer team had a big victory, had to fight Mother Nature, and then ultimately knock off the USC Trojans in double overtime. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson, back here at the Buffalo Stampede, joined by Danny Sanchez. Yeah, Danny, I'm not sure. Was it Mother Nature or USC the tougher opponent this past weekend here at CU?
Well, I think our field guys, Newman, Jose, and Jonathan, would say Mother Nature, as they were up all night and then through the weekend because they were in the field. But yeah, I mean, obviously USC, a top 15 team, and just dynamic attackers, coached well. Everything, what you get with USC with pretty much every program. So it was a great win for the Buffs yesterday.
Yeah, without question. And I know you did it after the match, but you gave a big shout out to that field crew and that turf crew to go out there and get that thing ready because, you know, obviously the Front Range got hit with a huge storm, and those guys had to get out there and do a lot of work and work a lot of hours to get ready for you guys to play.
there's no doubt about it, and I think that maybe that puts a little bit more onus on the squad to get a result when everyone put in such long hours over the weekend to get this match in. So it truly was a team athletic department win yesterday.
Yeah, without question, great job by those guys. Let's talk about this match then. I mean, you played behind in much of the match. In fact, you're down 2-1 at the half, down 2-0 at one point in the first half. And really, you were getting a number of shots on goal. So talk a little bit about the effort for your team to kind of fight back from that hole early on.
Yeah, like I said after the match, I thought we actually were playing pretty well. It didn't feel like a 2-0 game when we were down. Liddy getting that goal halfway through the first half gave us some confidence, getting the equalizer. And then when people say, if they're ever going to say a Pac-12 soccer game is boring, they need to watch the highlights of that yesterday. So obviously, USC getting the penalty kick in overtime, Danny Hansen making the big save, and obviously Shira James getting the game winner with about 90 seconds to go. It was heart-stopping for sure.
Yeah, great effort by your club, undoubtedly. What did you say to it at halftime when you're down 2-1?
I thought we were playing well. I mean, we created more chances than we had early in conference play against a very good team. So, like I said, getting that goal to make it 2-1 really gave us confidence, because then you're just chasing a goal. But we were playing well. It wasn't like we were getting run over. It was 2-0. I thought we were right in the match the whole way. And you don't come back from 2-0. I think Seth said that was the first time CU's come back from 2-0 deficit to win games since 2008. So it doesn't happen all the time. So, it was a great effort to get ourselves back in that match.
Take us through the game winner now in overtime.
Yeah, we were putting some pressure on, and Kaylee Webb did some work on the left flank, and we switched the point of attack out to Lawson, and she just, as a right back, and she just got forward and served the ball in. Shira's first touch, I think she kissed it off her nose. I don't know if exactly what that was the plan, but her second touch was great, and she went to ground, and it was a great finish and a great moment for the Buffs. A true team goal, but obviously Shira with a quality finish.
Well, it certainly was an exciting match for the Colorado Buffaloes. They knock out number 14 USC after fighting the weather all weekend. They get it done on a Monday, 3-2 in double overtime. We'll continue talking with Danny Sanchez. But right now we step aside for a big moment over the weekend for the Colorado Buffaloes. Sage HURTA, who's had such a great season for CU track, ended up taking the NCAA championship in the mile.
As we get ready for the women's mile, Sage HURTA comes in with the top seeded time. She also was fastest in qualifying, and her schoolwork, guys, might be even more impressive than her stopwatch times.
I am super motivated both in school and in running, and I feel competitive in both, and I think that's what keeps me going. So it's just a balance and kind of trial and error throughout the course of college. You kind of figure it out. I'm thinking I would love to be in sports medicine because I just love athletics, and I really want to be able to help people maximize their potential even when they're injured or they're having some sort of setback. Once I'm done, I want to help the next generation perform their best.
Sage HURTA, it looked like we went through this thing for several laps, and then you decided to start the race. What was your strategy when you decided to make your move?
That was kind of the strategy over the second half. I knew I was strong, and I wanted to push it and make sure I was in good position to win.
It is a wonderful legacy of distance runners at Colorado, and you have your name etched up there with all the great ones. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Now, congratulations to Sage HURTA. What an accomplishment, winning the mile of the NCAA championships in track and field. As we continue, voice of the bus, Mark Johnson, Danny Sanchez, soccer coach, coming off that big victory over number 14 USC on Monday. It was delayed because of the storm we had over the weekend. Grounds crew did a great job getting it back on track so they could play on Monday. Danny, that was your 100th career victory here at the University of Colorado. That's quite a feather in your cap, isn't it?
That means I've been here, I've survived for long enough to get to 100 wins. But, obviously a great staff, great support from everyone up and down the department, sports supervisors, everybody. So, and everybody's just cool to work with. At the end of the day, it's an enjoyable place to be, as we all know. So hopefully we can keep it going. But all the credit to the players, because it really was a true team win yesterday.
Well, a big congratulations to Danny Sanchez and the CU soccer team getting that victory over number 14 USC, and him picking up career win number 100 here at the University of Colorado this weekend. Now, in kind of a scheduling quirk, they're playing a Pac-12 opponent, but it's a non-conference tilt. They'll be in Salt Lake City to take on Utah this weekend. Coming up next in the Stampede, it was a big weekend for CU skiing at the National Championships. We're going to be talking skiing with a couple of Buffaloes. That comes your way next here at the Buffalo Stampede. Well, there's a great image of the NCAA Championship by Cassidy Gray, freshman for the University of Colorado. Buffaloes as a team finished second in the country. She wins the GS National Championship, and she joins us right now. Well, Cassidy, congratulations. First off, that's pretty heady stuff. How you kind of feeling after coming home as a national champion? Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was such a fun event. I'd never been to an NCAA championships before, so it was such a fun event with our whole team and the Nordics as well. So it was really cool.
Take us through the race and kind of your performance and how you felt as you're coming down the slopes. And, you know, did you think you had a fast time going? Kind of recap it for us.
Well, so it's a 2-run race. So you do your first run and then they reset the course and then you do your second run. So for the first run, I was really nervous because recently in training and in races, I've crashed a lot. So I was really nervous. I was really trying to make it down the hill first run. So I didn't ski as hard as I probably could have. And I think that showed a little bit. I was in third after first run. And then second run, I felt a little bit more confident about like my skiing and everything because I made it down first run. So I was really trying to attack, and I think I really left it all on the hill. I had a pretty good run, and when I got to the bottom, I was just happy because no matter what happened, I was like proud of the way that I skied, regardless of the results. So that was pretty cool.
Well, how about the conditions there in New Hampshire? What were they like? Did you like the way that the course was set up and kind of how the snow was?
Yeah, for the GS, it was awesome. The snow was super hard and icy, which sounds bad for most skiers, but for racers, we really like it when it's icy. The slalom was a little bit tougher because they had some difficult weather that they had to deal with, but the race organizing committee did a really good job and kept it really well together for us. And I think overall it was really good conditions, especially considering all the weather that they had coming into that race.
Well, fantastic. Congratulations, just a freshman and a national championship. Good for you. Congratulations.
Crazy.
Good stuff. Cassidy Gray, national championship in the GS for the Colorado Buffaloes. Right now, let's take a look at some more images from a very successful weekend by the CU Buffaloes in the NCAA championships.
Hi, my name is Magnus, and right now we're in Jackson, New Hampshire for the NCAA Ski Championships. Day 1 for the Nordic racers, where we have 10-kilometer classic for the men's and 5 kilometers for the women.
The champion of the men's 10K classical event, representing the University of Colorado, Magnus Bo.
Well, it certainly was a great weekend for sophomore Magnus Bo out of Norway. He won the 10K and the 20K Nordic events at the NCAA Championships, and the sophomore joining us here for a couple of minutes. Well, you got 2-time NCAA champion. That's some pretty heady stuff there, Magnus. Congratulations. Talk a little bit about the experience you had in New Hampshire.
Thank you so much, Mark. It was a great experience. I'm super happy about my races, and obviously I found my shape for the championships, which was my main goal for the season. And it's just, I'm very happy about my achievements.
Give us a quick recap of the two races, the 10K and the 20K, and how you felt in each of them. Did you feel very confident going in? Mid-race, did you think you had a chance to win both of them? What was this experience like?
I'd say both the races were pretty, tight races. It was never like a clear, during the race, it was always suspense to it. So I had to push both of the races all the way in, and I was able to, take the win. And I obviously had some advantage starting kind of late in both the races, so I could get my splits compared towards the others that started ahead of me. But there were two pretty different races. The classic one was a lot harder, shorter, harder, high intensity, while the skate one was longer, a bit lower intensity. However, pretty technical race, and I just focused on my my tasks, which I always have in my head, like technical stuff or how to, attack the course. So just don't think too much about the result and think about my execution. That's all I did.
Magnus, you just finished up one of the most, well, maybe the most dominant season in CU skiing history. They talk about in some sports, guys being in a zone, if you will. Have you been in a zone this season? Because you've been really dominant here in 2021.
Yeah, I could say I've been in a bubble, as they say, just finding my rhythm, and kind of I figured out how I could win races, and I try to put it on repeat, and it worked out. So it's been super satisfying, and I've been very grateful it went that way. But it's just been a lot of fun, and it's all about looking forward. You get a win, be happy for whatever, maybe an hour, and then you have to start looking forward again to the next race and stay hungry.
Yeah, without question. Well, congratulations. He's a two-time national champion, the most dominant season in CU skiing history. Magnus Bo, the sophomore from Oslo, Norway. As we put a wrap this week in the Buffalo Stampede, I'm voice of the boss, Mark Johnson. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next time.